This is the last minute of Charlie Kirk's life.
The last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
He's on a college campus, surrounded by hundreds of people, doing what he always did.
All right, it is great to be here at the University of South Carolina, everybody. You know how it works. You guys can come up to the mic. We'll have a discussion for a couple hours here.
In the next 30 seconds, a political icon will be dead.
Shock in the US after a prominent right-wing activist, Charlie Kirk, was shot dead.
And his killer will vanish into thin air.
A monster! Back up! That's a monster!
How can someone commit a murder in front of hundreds of witnesses and simply disappear? Before we get to the killer, you have to understand the target. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a commentator. He was a brand. At 31, he was the face of a youth conservative movement he built from his parents' garage. He had fame, power, and millions of followers. But with that fame came enemies. And the list was long. So was his killer a political extremist who saw him as a threat? A disgruntled follower from within his own movement?
White supremacist mobs still mobilized to prevent it. So even if it de facto it's gone, de jure it still exists.
Let me ask you a very simple question, a term you keep on throwing around.
Got you.
What is racism?
What is racism? Ooh, that's a very complicated question. But
no, it's not.
I mean, there's a simple answer, and then there's the highly theoretical.
Or was it something else entirely? Born in 1993, he was a sharp, ambitious, and intensely political teenager. While his classmates were focused on prom and final exams, Kirk was campaigning for local Republicans. It was a perfect story. A young, conservative David fighting the Goliath of the liberal education system. It was this article that brought him to the attention of Foster Friess, a powerful and incredibly wealthy Republican donor. Friess saw potential in the fiery teenager. Instead of heading to a 4-year university, which Kirk increasingly saw as indoctrination camps, he made a different choice. He decided to build his own university of ideas. In 2012, at just 18 years old and with a check from Friess, Charlie Kirk co-founded Turning Point USA. Its mission was to fight and win the culture war on college campuses. The organization grew at an astonishing speed. His strategy was pure guerrilla politics. He created the infamous Professor Watch List, a website that listed academics across the country who TPUSA accused of discriminating against conservative students and promoting leftist propaganda. Universities and free speech groups condemned it as a McCarthy-era blacklist designed to intimidate and harass educators. But for Kirk's audience, it was proof that he was a fearless warrior, taking the fight directly to the enemy.
You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe. Okay, be safe. Apparently there's been a shooting. I don't know who's been shot. We are here live at Utah Valley State University.
He mastered the art of the viral moment. He brought conservative firebrands to liberal campuses, knowing the outrage and protests would generate priceless media coverage. To his fans, he was a hero of free speech.
Nice to meet you, Charlie. I'm a big fan. I think you're a very beautiful man. I admire you physically. But no homo. I did have a question. Something I don't find very interesting about you, something I find kind of repulsive, is that I believe you said that the Civil Rights Act was bad and that we shouldn't have that.
To his detractors, he was a dangerous provocateur who poured gasoline on cultural fires for clicks, fame, and donations. Every protest, every negative headline, it all just made his base stronger and his profile bigger. But was he creating a movement or just painting a bigger and bigger target on his own back?
Let's bring in another eyewitness. Joining us now, reporter for the Deseret News, Eva Terry. She was at the event and saw the shooting.
As Turning Point USA grew, so did Kirk's ambition. He set his sights on the ultimate prize, national politics, and his timing was perfect. In 2016, he became one of the earliest and most ferocious supporters of a candidate no one in the establishment took seriously: Donald Trump.
Who here has voted already? Raise your hand if you voted already. Look at that. The government gangsters, as Kash Patel would put it, that have robbed us blind, they're starting to get really nervous saying, is Elon Musk really going to come in and look at our budgets? Oh, you better believe Elon Musk is going to come in and look at your budgets. The Department of Government Efficiency czar.
When Trump won, Kirk's loyalty was rewarded. He was given unprecedented access to the White House. He became a close confidant of the Trump family, especially Donald Trump Jr. He wasn't just a commentator anymore. He was an insider, a player. He helped shape messaging, mobilized thousands of young voters, and became one of the most powerful voices in the MAGA movement. He also built a media empire of his own, with a top-rated podcast and a radio show. He was married to a former Miss Arizona, Erica Francevez, and was a father to 2 young children.
2 years later, Kirk popped the question. He's told his millions of followers that the most important thing in life was getting married and having kids.
Projecting an image of the successful, conservative family man. He had it all: political power, a massive platform, and a personal life that mirrored the values he preached. This made him not just a leader, but an icon to his followers. Which brings us to September 10th, 2025, Utah Valley University. The event was a prove me wrong setup. It's designed to be exposed, to be vulnerable. It's just him, a table, and anyone who wants to debate. For hours, everything was normal. We've analyzed over a dozen different cell phone videos from that afternoon. The crowd was a mix: supporters, protesters, and the curious. He was in his element. But while he was focused on winning arguments, someone in that crowd was focused on something else. They were watching, waiting for the perfect moment. And here's what the investigators now know. Based on the trajectory, the shot didn't come from someone arguing with him face to face. It came from the crowd. Hundreds of people were standing between Charlie Kirk and his killer. And somehow, not a single one saw the shot being fired. 4:15 p.m. This is the moment. We're going to sync up 3 different cell phone angles. Watch the crowd on the right. Chaos. In the panic, the killer melts back into the terrified running crowd. It's the perfect cover. He isn't running from the scene. He's running with the scene. The campus goes into immediate lockdown. Early reports from the scene indicates that law enforcement did detain several individuals for questioning in the immediate chaos after the shooting.
The audience went to their knees. I stayed up a little bit because I wanted to see if anyone saw the shooting, if they would jump all over the guy.
You just hear the gunshot and
Tonight I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died. The values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic.
But law enforcement faces a nightmare scenario. They have hundreds of witnesses, but no one saw a face. They have gigabytes of video, but no clear shot of the suspect.
He faced death threats pretty much every day. He and I talked about this. But as far as I could tell, he just lived his life with purpose.
So how are they going to find a ghost? The search for Charlie Kirk's killer is now one of the largest manhunts in Utah's history. The FBI has been called in, bringing advanced forensic technology to the fight. Their first job? Create a face. They are using sophisticated software to analyze every frame of every video, looking for a person who isn't reacting like the others. Someone who isn't shocked, but is focused. They're also tracking every cell phone that pinged off the local towers in the hour of the murder, building a digital dragnet to see who was in the area and where they went. A political leader has been assassinated in public. A killer, who is disciplined and methodical, has disappeared without a trace. The nation is on edge, demanding answers.
Tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political case.
We've listened to him. We don't always agree with everything, but we look at what he does and goes, yeah, that man.
Taking someone's life like this is the exact opposite. We're dumb.
The FBI is confident they will find him. They believe someone in those videos holds the key, a fleeting glimpse of the killer's face. And they believe someone watching right now knows something.
Now the FBI is looking for the person who shot and killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The FBI just released this picture of a person of interest they say that they're looking for. Came down in the last few minutes.
In part 2, we will join the hunt. We will analyze the evidence as it's released, explore the leading theories, from political extremism to a personal vendetta, and be there when the ghost in the crowd is finally given a name. The pursuit of justice is a long road, and the truth is often hidden in the shadows. Thank you for joining us on Juju's Crime Watch. Join us next time as we continue to seek answers for the victims. Until then, stay aware and stay safe out there.